and we are live.
Daniel, Daniel, you are muted. You are muted. You are muted, Daniel.
Okay. Can we hear me now, please?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Let me greet my mentors again. Good evening, mommy. Good evening, Prof. McDonald. Good evening, Mr. Charles. Good evening, Mr. Salau. Good evening, everyone watching us live at this minute. I welcome you all. Okay, so I'll be introducing our CEO to us. So it is my honor to introduce Mrs. Olushola Olayinka Idowu, OON, the founder and the vice president of Golan Helps Initiative, a non-profit organization dedicated to providing free food assistance to vulnerable households, particularly women and children, in Abuja and across FCT. In addition to her work with Golan Helps, she is the founder and president of Urban Family Farming Community. Mrs. Idowu is a distinguished professional, having served as a retired federal permanent secretary of the Ministry of Budget and National Planning. She has also been the former national convener of the United Nations Food System Dialogue in Nigeria. You see, her contribution to the society have earned her the prestigious title of the Officer of the Order of the Niger. So please join me in welcoming Mrs. Olushola Olayinka Idowu, OON, as she takes the stage to address us. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Daniel.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, let me welcome you to the episode 4 of our series 2 of Who is Your Farmer? Brought to you by Urban Family Farming Community. As we often say, we are flipping the conventional questions of who is your doctor, who is your lawyer, or who is your fashion designer to ask a very important question: who is your farmer? Our goal is to encourage your curiosity about who is behind the food you consume and to inspire you to consider starting your own urban farm right behind your home. We are excited to have you to join us today as we explore a compelling topic: underutilized medicinal plants and natural sweeteners in Nigeria. We are honored to welcome the renowned phytomedicine expert, Professor Idu McDonald, who will share his expertise on the incredible diversity of medicinal plants that often go unnoticed in our daily lives. Additionally, we will discover the potential of natural sweeteners that not only enhance our meals but also offer numerous health benefits. Join us as we engage in this insightful discussion, learn from Professor Idu, and explore how these underutilized resources can play a vital role in promoting health and sustainability in our community. Let's embark on this enlightening journey together. Thank you. So, Mr. Aziz, it's your turn now.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. And good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to have every one of us join us today. And I'll be going straight to introduce our guest speaker, Professor McDonald Idu of the University of Abuja, of University of Benin. Professor McDonald Idu is a leading expert in phytomedicine at the University of Benin with significant contributions to plant research, particularly medicinal plants. He has published extensively with over 300 journal articles and several books, focusing on the role of plants in medicine. His work has also involved guiding numerous students in their academic pursuits, especially in plant biology and biotechnology. Professor Idu's expertise in ethnobotany and medicinal plants has led to his participation in international conferences and advisory roles in universities and governmental committees. He has been a a consultant for initiatives aimed at the commercialization of medicinal plants in Nigeria, advocating for their potential in health and agricultural sector. His career highlights a commitment to advancing the scientific and practical uses of plant-based medicine. With this, I want to call on our speaker today, Professor McDonald Idu, to commence his presentation. Thank you so much. Over to you, sir.
Before we do that, Professor Edu will now be, no, the video will be shown, please.
Right. My name is
All right. Video. Thank you.
So, Mr.
right. My name is Professor McDonald Idu, a professor of phytomedicine. Now, something very interesting happened some few years ago when my mom got a little bit sick. She's late now, and I needed to treat her with some, plants that are very useful for her daily intakes. So I had to make a small garden, medicinal plant garden for her. And that's what I want to show us today. And I encourage everybody around to know that you can create your own garden. You don't need big space for it, just a little bit of space. And then if you look at this, you can see that it's just by the windows, and it's a very small garden. I left it to be bushy deliberately because there are other plants that are already growing from under that are also very useful. So I had to make it like this. The first one you will see here will be the Bryophyllum, and it grows very fast, very, very fast. And the Bryophyllum is there. Then you will see a beautiful one here, which is Phyllanthus. Phyllanthus is a great herbal plant that can be used for so many things, from malaria to epilepsy and to some other ailments. Of course, we all know that this one is good for hypertension, and a lot of families are used to it right from beginning for never, for children, when children are born. Now, this tree, I know it's not too good for it to be too close to the house, but I had to leave it around so that I can benefit from here, from the leaves that are here. Very, very important plant for us, and it's used actually to treat hypertension and insomnia. You have other plants that are here, which are also very interesting. This is lemongrass. This lemongrass, especially for malaria. And then you have even this, which is a pineapple, also very, very interesting. Then you have the bitter leaf there, and there are some other plants that I deliberately had to keep them, for my experimental purposes. I harvested this one just yesterday, the pineapple. This happened to be one of my flagship in my research work, Strachita feta, a very, very interesting plant. It's used majorly for, especially diabetic patients, used to manage diabetes and also to lower blood sugar. Also to high blood pressure, to lower high blood pressure. And then we have other member of Asteraceae family, the plants that are listed here. And so you have also this one. We have a bigger one at the back there, which is lemon. This is pure lemon. The leaves are very interesting, very rich in vitamin C. And it's also used additive to some of these plants that are here. So it's easy. And here alone, you have an array of all manner of plants that we can get to treat all manner of ailments, things that you naturally will want to start running helter-skelter for. You can just get it here. And if you look behind you, you have the cashew, and then you have the plantain, another bitter leaf, there. And each of these ones are also used. We use them for treating all manner of ailments too, especially cashew. and even the water from the plantain. Apart from harvesting the fruits and all that, we use the water from the plantain for fungal infections and some other little ailments that we can get. So, in a nutshell, you just find out that the world is before us. God has given us everything that we need for us to live healthy, and we can't but make use of it. Let us cultivate the idea of having our own, herbal gardens, and then let us use what we have for what disturbs us. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you so much, sir. You can now take your lecture for the next 30 minutes, sir.
All right. All right. Thank you very much for everyone joining us this evening. Now, from that little clip, you will see that we have so many plants that can be used for several ailments. However, many of them are underutilized, and most of my research work has been geared towards giving due information about underutilized medicinal plants. And recently, I've decided to start looking at even the natural sweeteners. So many things are happening. Diabetic patients are on the increase, and people are really suffering from sugar problems and all that. And then why can't we look for alternatives? And I we had we documented about 8 of them. I might not be able to get all the 8 explained to us tonight, but the few I will explain, I'm sure we'll be able to appreciate the uses. Um, I also want to say that to be able to discuss fully the underutilized medicinal plants in Nigeria, it will have taken us another 1 hour to 1.5 hours. So please, you will definitely pardon me because I will shorten it to a very manageable point so that we can still hear and benefit from what I have to present. But definitely, in my original manuscript, I have close to 25 plants I've listed that are fully underutilized in Nigeria. So for tonight, we are going to go on with our topic for our discourse, and that is underutilized medicinal plants and natural sweeteners in Nigeria. Introduction. Okay, that's anywhere I go, I often relate to people that Nigeria is endowed with vast array of valuable plant species. Our biodiversity can never be compared with any other country, especially in Africa. Many of this biodiversity, unfortunately, remains underutilized, or what we can say underexploited, despite their potentials in medicine, in nutrition, industry, and agriculture. These plants hold immense value, especially in the area of traditional medicines, food security, economic growth, and environmental sustainability. Now, despite all these rich potentials, many indigenous plants in Nigeria especially remains underutilized. And this is majorly due to limited research work, poor commercialization strategies, and lack of modern processing techniques. Now, these are the 3 things that classified, most of these plants are going to be discussing tonight as being underutilized. And honestly, we could say that almost 50% of the plants, medicinal classified plants in Nigeria are underutilized. But we'll just go along with perhaps the ones I've put together to say these ones are really, really underutilized. Um, by exploring these plants for medicinal, nutritional, and industrial purposes, Nigeria can, unlock new economic opportunities, improve public health, and promote sustainable agriculture. As I've earlier said, Nigeria is home to vast array of valuable plants, many of which are underexploited, despite their potential benefits, especially in medicine and natural sweetening. Now, we're going to go into the breakdown of some notable plants in each of these two categories. Underexploited medicinal plants. Now, the first one I would like to talk about is Deuterium microcarpum. Now, in Hausa, it's called Taura. In Igbo, it's called Ofo. Yoruba is Ogbogbo. Now, this plant is commonly known as sweet data or sweet dark talk. Some also call it tallow tree. This plant is used for food and medicine, but I can categorically say that this plant is not fully documented. It is underutilized species of tree from the leguminous family, and they grow naturally in the drier regions of Nigeria. That's in the upper part of Nigeria. Natural microcarpon is traditionally used for various medicinal purposes, including the treatment of diarrhea, meningitis, especially during this heat period, tuberculosis, hemorrhage, as well as anti-diabetic. It's good for it's an anti-diabetic plant, antioxidant, hepatitis C inhibitor properties. Now, some of these uses have been documented scientifically. So it's not just the ones that we're going to come across that are ethnobotanically inclined. I'll mention them, but these ones have been documented scientifically. The next plant is Afra Momo meliguata. In Hausa, it's called Chita Kumfa. Igbo is called Oseoji, and Yoruba is called Atari. Especially, this spice with medicinal property is underutilized in Nigeria and globally, especially in the global market. I understand that a lot of countries are in need of it, and I wish Nigeria can, really key into it and go into commercialized pathway for it, and we will make quite a lot of money. A lot of countries are asking, foreign countries are both in Asia and in Europe, are looking for how to get large quantity of Aframolo meliquata. Now, they are primarily known, we call it alligator pepper, and has been traditionally used in African medicine for various ailments, including digestive issues, pain relief, respiratory problems, and so on. Some studies suggest that it may have anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial property. And we also know that it has aphrodisiac property also in some communities. The third one, which I'm very optimistic we're very used to, and that is what the Igbo called ogbono. Communities even in the west and even in some communities in the north, they also use it for their food. It's called the African bush mango, Avenger gabonensis. It's an edible seed. It has edible seed, commonly used for soup. Its full potential in food and pharmaceutical industry remains largely underdeveloped. Ogbono seeds are rich in fiber, which may help lower cholesterol. They may also influence fat cells, especially reducing their growth and increasing the breakdown of fats. Uh, I saw an advert in the US where they process the seed gotten here. The seed of this plant gotten from Africa, and they use it to reduce weight for weight reduction. And I just feel that this is one of the things that we can use instead of using all manner of plants that can be injurious to our liver or our kidneys. You know, Avenger is one fine plant that can be used to reduce weight and is quite safe. We've done the toxicology, we've done quite some few work on this, and we've noticed that yes, it's something that can be used and is safe. Of course, since it's even edible,
Many of us eat it as in our ogbono soup, so we don't envisage that it will have, toxicological effect that much. The next one is Garcinia cola. I'm deliberately bringing the ones that we can easily relate with so that it will be easy for us to identify ourselves with the lecture. Garcinia cola is commonly known as bitter cola. It's a known antimicrobial, it's a stimulant, and it has not been fully explored commercially. It has a long history of traditional medicine use in Nigeria, and the seeds are valuable in the treatment of various ailments, especially cough. Normally when you have cough, you we ask us, okay, take the bitter leaf with honey, and use it for your treatment or management of cough. But even without that, just eating bitter cola alone, you'll be able to get a lot of relief from cough, bronchitis, fever, digestive disorder, arthritis, and for their potentials, especially in the area of anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, and antioxidant property, it's all settled scientifically. I want to put a caveat here that look, this particular seed is very, very strong, very powerful. Uh, okay, let me say this before we get to that point. Other uses include rheumatism, menstrual cramps, headache, colic, and general tonic. But it brings down your sugar level so quickly. And I want to advise that people should not eat more than two in a day, especially if your system is still, if you don't have problems with your sugar level. So don't take more than two, at the time. Even if you have problems with your sugar level, I would advise you should not take more than three in a day. Now, we have African yam beans, which is also very common in Nigeria. It's one of the neglected legume plants that have been studied for its nutritional medicinal property, with the seed extracts showing antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, antibacterial activities and potentials for managing diabetes. It also has a very strong effect on cardiovascular diseases. I think we'll move a little bit faster now. Packia biglobosa is African locust bean. Iru also is commonly found in the markets and is used for normal meals. Uh, Used for seasonings, but industrial processing is limited. Despite the fact that we use it a lot in our food intakes, we have not been able to bring it to industrial processing level. Paca bigosa is also known as African locust beans. It has many traditional medicinal uses. The bark, leaves, flowers, roots, fruits, and seeds are used to treat various forms of conditions: diarrhea, dysentery, skin infection, hypertension, malaria, and other forms like eye infection, guinea worm, sores, ulcer, bronchitis, fungal infection, rheumatism, that have all been documented. This is a very common one, as Adirecta indica, which is popularly known as neem. Uh, it's used for malaria, which is common, what we are used to. It's also used for skin condition. Neem has wide range of traditional medicinal use, including treatment of skin conditions, infections, inflammations, insect repellents, and many others. Ringworm, fungal infection can be used as a detoxifier. But one beautiful thing about this particular plant is that it's a biological contraceptive. Well, we have some publications already, from international journals that shows that it's a biological contraceptive. It can be used, especially the oil, the seeds, can be used as biological contraceptive. So we should be very careful when we are taking it, especially the women when they are still in their reproductive period. Even the men, the results we got were just alarming, but I don't want to frighten anybody on that. But we should be very careful with the quantity we take. Now, this one too is also very important. That's the bitter leaf. Uh, commonly known as bitter leaf, is a shrub. Traditionally, is used in Africa for treatment of fever, diabetes, anti-inflammation, anti-parasitic, antibacterial agents, and it's a daily thing for our food. For people in the East, for instance, you use it for for soup, and the West is also very common for soup, and we can't do it without bitter leaf most times. The only funny part here is that many a times we kind of remove the very valuable part of the bitter leaf, and then we take the shaft. If you want to take bitter leaf, especially for medicine or for anything, you use your hand to run it, and the first water that comes out becomes the real issue that you can drink and you'll feel better. Moringa lucida is usually called the malaria plant. Many people call it the brimstone tree. It's used for hypertension, bacteria, and bacterial infections. Uh, Brimstone tree is a medicinal plant used in traditional medicine in Africa for the treatment of conditions including malaria, diabetes, hypertension, fever. Its leaf, bark, roots make it to decoctions, infusion, or plasters can be used for various types of ailments, like I've just mentioned. And it has been reported that it can be used to treat sickle cell. So for sickle cell patients, they can use this as something that will help them, assist them in reducing the pains during their crisis period. Astoria boni is another one. It's called the God's tree. It's commonly used to treat fever, malaria, inflammatory diseases. Just the the sap, thing. If you have headache, just rub it on your forehead like this, and just wait for next 2 to 3 minutes. It works like magic sometimes, especially for people that have frequent headache. They can utilize this for their treatments. Okay, nuclear latifolia is this African peach, very good for fever, pain, respiratory conditions. Traditionally, they have been implicated and used for jaundice, yellow fever, rheumatism, abnormal pain, hepatitis, and for female infertility, treatment of female infertility. Now, I couldn't go on with so many of them, but I just listed some few ones here. This is African breadfruit, high protein, and is used for animal feeds. We have tetraflora, which is iron tree. It's a spice and a very good medicinal plants, especially for infertility in women and some few conditions in men. Baobab, which is Adansona digitata, the leaves, seeds, fruits, they are good food and medicine. I want to just say here that baobab and moringa, which is this, they are referred to as superfood. They kind of contain almost everything that we need to eat. And going on it makes you very healthy, brings out your skin, makes you really look fresh. Then we have Digitaria excel, which is very nutritious. It's called the hungry rice. This is hungry rice, and it's grown in the dry areas, sandy areas. I think it's found more in the just areas or something like that. So we have all this other one. Bambara granite is very rich. Part of my PhD thesis very many years ago was on Bambara granite, and we're able to find out that the starch from Bambara granite can even replace, the starch uh, from cassava, especially in the making of capsules, but it's still seriously underutilized. And all the other things. Mokona prude, this particular plant, which is called the velvet bean, can be used, in the treatment of several things, including Parkinson. This we have also, I've used it to treat a lot of patients, and they've gone far in recovering from Parkinson disease. Okay, can we move further now? Natural sweeteners. These plants serve as alternative to artificial sweeteners. In as much as sugar is very dangerous, these plants have been found to have stable form of chemicals or molecules that can be absorbed into the body without negative effect. So we have the miracle berry, which is Tomatococcus daniela. It's called cantmeth, or sometimes it's called the miraculous fruit. It has various traditional medicinal uses. It's used as laxative, that's a fruit, matic for pulmonary problems, antidote or venom for bites, either snakes or scorpions, and it has a sedative property for mental health disorder. Okay, there are more uses as mental disorder, which we have mentioned, and also antioxidant, hypoglycemic, and so on. Commonly, it's called the miracle berry, and the plant is a small red fruit and contains glycoprotein called chromatin. Chromatin is said to, a lot of reports have shown that it's almost 100,000 times sweeter than sucrose, which is your table sugar, on a molar basis. But some authors have insisted that it's not up to that. We can be looking at, say, 3,000 times sweeter than sugar. The fruit does not taste sweet like we would think that it would taste so extra sweet. But when consumed, it can turn anything that is sour or acidic taste. It can turn it to sweet, due to its effect on the taste receptor. So if you want to see the impact, you have to put something in your mouth that will bring out or provoke, the taste of that molecule. The second one is the screen pit berry. This particular plant is very interesting, especially for me as a person, because we went for a discussion, a bushwalk to some parts of Niger Delta in Nigeria, and we saw these plants. And the farmers told us that don't go close because the snakes, that's why the cobras, they stay and live within this particular plant. And we were trying to ask why. Well, what's it? He said that's where they derive their strength from. It's a sweetener, and then it also gives a lot of energy. It's an energy giving plant, and it has been proven to have a sweet protein, and almost 3,000 times sweeter than sugar, normal sugar. Molenin is a potential sugar substitute for diabetics. If you are diabetic, this is one of the things that we can really process. Very underutilized. It has not even been processed for any use at all in Nigeria, but it can be used, processed, and then you can still get the taste of sweetening without increasing your sugar height. This olive fruits is also found in the bushes. This particular one also has been known to have approximately 2,000 times sweeter than sucrose by weight. And quite few work have been done on this particular plant, especially in Nigeria. It's a great sweetener, having that molecule, brazaine. This is another fine one. This particular one has aphrodisiac property. It's called the miracle fruit. It sometimes is confused with tomatococcus, but it's not. It's quite distinct. Uh, Miraculin is the name of the molecule that is found in this particular plant. It's not sweet, also, just like the other ones we have mentioned. The perception of sweet fruit to taste, when you put it in the mouth, you might not feel it directly. But when you have something sour in your mouth, or something that you feel that is bitter, for instance, and you put it in the mouth, you will see the effect, that is very, very sweet. And the effect can last up to an hour or more. Okay, now, and I said, can we look at some commercialization strategies for underexploited plants? To transform these crops from underutilized to highly commercial plants, the following strategies can be adopted. Now, number one, we can do value addition and processing. Processing this plant into finished products increases their market value. For example, you have the African birch fruit, can be, can make it into flour, high protein cereals. You have the baobab, can make it into juice, tea, skincare products. You have the fennel, which is the hungry rice, And then bambra groundnuts, very rich in protein and can be done into snacks, which is this particular one is found especially in the northern part of Nigeria. The locust bean can be fermented, that's dawa dawa, and then moringa can be done into powder, tea, capsule, or oil. And then this is snake tomatoes, medicinal extract fruit can be, value added to make for food ingredients as food ingredients. It's different from tomatoes, normal tomatoes. Anyway, now the second point is that we can market development and branding can be upheld, and local markets promote the sales in Nigeria supermarkets and stores. When we're able to add value to this particular underutilized plants, we can now promote them by sending them to supermarket. Of course, you remember that you have to get your NAFDAC number, and then we can. It has export potentials. Many of these have, especially moringa, the hungry rice, and the baobab. They are high. They have high demand in Europe and in the US. Then you have to have organic certification to improve acceptance, especially in international market. And then it will be good for you to for us to to do branding and packaging, because when you have a brand and you have a good packaging, it's attractive. People want to see what's inside. Number three, investment and government support. So public-private partnership should be encouraged. Encourage companies to invest in processing these facilities, getting people, especially in a cooperative, to undergo the growth, pure growth of these underutilized plants, and then use them as for their use, put them out in the market for their for them to make some money. Then research and development. You have to support universities and research institutes to promote the farming of these particular plants. Many of them, there are still very many more in Nigeria that can be promoted. Then subsidy and loans, government can back loan for farmers and processors so that they can have enough money to process them. The fourth one is digital marketing, e-commerce, uh, sale online platform like Jumia, Konga, international sites like Amazon. Of course, social media marketing, use Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and so on. All right. Now, business opportunities and investment potentials. I'm not going to dwell too much on this, but you have moringa, for instance. It's a healthy supplement. You have for tea, cosmetics, and all that. Investment potentials include, global as a global superfood trends and all that. So we can look at most of the plants we have mentioned technically. They all have business potentials, high export demand into various countries, and you can see, look at dawa dawa, for instance, is in demand locally and in diaspora market. And a lot of things can be done. We don't even have to start looking for government job. You can go into the production of this plant, add value to them, plant them as home guard, put them at the back of your house, and use them, to make money for yourself. Now, definitely, we have challenges and solutions. We have 2 minutes more. So, challenges and solutions in commercializing underexploited plants. The challenges include limited awareness. Many people are unaware of the nutritional and economic. That's where we come in. We do the research work, and we create the opportunity for people to get to know what they contain. Lack of processing infrastructure with the high value of naira to dollar is a little bit difficult to buy equipment sometimes, but we still have to go ahead with the work. Slow market adoption. Uh, we try to compare what we are producing locally with what is coming from outside the country, and that is very bad. It's a big challenge. Uh, Inconsistent supply chain. Many plants are harvested from the wild rather than cultivated. So we're encouraging people to cultivate, but and stop the habit of wild cuttings. Then we have solutions, government and NGO support, agro-processing investments, public awareness campaign, export-driven productions. In conclusion, Nigeria is home to a wealth of valuable plants, many of which remain underexploited despite their immense potential in food security, medicine, natural sweetening, and sustainable agriculture, sorry for that. While medicinal plants like bitter kola, neem, and African wild mango offer health benefits, natural sweeteners such as date palm and turmeric present healthier alternative for artificial sugars. Underutilized crops like fennel, baobab, and African breadfruit could contribute to improved nutrition and economic growth if properly harnessed. However, challenges such as low awareness, inadequate research, poor commercialization, and environmental threats hinder their full potentials. To unlock these opportunities, Nigeria must invest in research, sustainable farming, value addition, and policy support to promote the cultivation and utilization of these plants. By integrating this plant into the mainstream agriculture and industry, Nigeria can boost economic growth, biodiversity conservation, and public health, ensuring a more suitable and prosperous future. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so very much, Prof. Actually, although there is so many things that we have to start thinking and considering now. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Well, it's time for our viewers to ask questions, and I already have one or two questions there. The first person said, give us the common names of some of these wonderful plants.
If you look through, the common names were all, I was even calling the common names more
Okay,
than, yeah. The only thing I stopped doing, I wanted to get the Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa names, which I tried starting. Unfortunately, I felt that, well, we might not have all the time to start keeping up that. So I only take the English common name. Those are the names that I was projecting. But if anybody wants more information, we can always help.
okay. Somebody said for moringa, which is better, the leaf or the seed?
It depends on what you want to use it for. But the seeds are very good. They are quick acting. But for me, I prefer to use the leaves. I enjoy using the leaves. Um, we've done some research work on both. I still found out that the leaves are very good and they are more stable in the body.
That's the seed now,
The
not
leaves,
the leaves.
yes,
Okay,
a lot of people react to the seeds. I've heard people say that it causes them diarrhea. Some say it causes them headache, but I've not seen anybody saying that the leaves, has such side effects.
okay. Thank you. Somebody said, can I use moringa as a sweetener?
Well, honestly speaking, if it's okay by you, you can use it. But take anything but sugar. Take anything but sugar. And I also want to say categorically here that uh, we should be very mindful of how we take soft drinks. They contain a lot of sugar. We must avoid them as much as possible. So if you want to use moringa as an alternative, please go ahead and just enjoy yourself.
Okay. Somebody also said, common names of the plants you showed us in the video of your garden.
Um, yes, unfortunately, I'd left my base when I was reminded that I will have used the common names. I'm so sorry about that. But if you can get back to us, I can give you their names and give you the common names.
Okay, you can do it as another video, sir. You can do it as another, then we can post it.
Yes, yes, it's possible.
Okay. Somebody also asked that for the ogbono, how can we use it for weight loss, ogbono?
I made a product for weight loss from Obono some years back. It's very simple. It's we have two species of them in Nigeria, but this particular one that is we have the one that is greenish. I don't want to start calling the big names so that people will not get confused. You have the one that has the seeds are greenish. Yeah, when you even blend it, it's greenish. Then the one that we use for soup, is this particular one that I was showing today, carbonensis. Um, Honestly speaking, I think that they have similar properties. Anyone you can lay your hands on. I prefer the second one, which is that one that has the greener seeds. Um, just dry it properly. When you dry it properly, make sure it's dried, and then blend it into powder. After blending into powder, use very simple. Use 1 teaspoon in the morning and 1 teaspoon in the night. Just put it inside hot water, turn it around, keep it for about 10, 15 minutes and drink. Everything, don't sieve it. Just turn it in, drink in everything. Take it twice a day and see how it gradually sets the fat in your body apart.
Okay, thank you, sir. Which of these plants has beneficial effects on reproduction in male and female?
Reproduction is a vast topic. So, what aspect of reproduction are we looking at?
Just say which of
Like,
these plants has beneficial effect on reproduction? Maybe
I
the ones that
mentioned,
you have mentioned.
if we can go back to let me show you one. If, can we go back to the slides? I don't think I have the picture of that plant. But let me give you. Sorry, please. I did mention one. Uh, Let me see if I have the picture. Whoa, sorry. No. Reproduction is a wide topic, and we would like to be sure of what, like for instance, you can see this one for specific conditions like prostate problems and erectile dysfunction. Yeah? This plant
Okay.
is very important. Yeah? So is it a male reproduction problem or female reproduction problem? So we
First,
need to have
male and female.
that this for then for let me see. I, I mentioned something. There's a particular plant. Let me see if I can lay my hands on it. Okay, look at it. This one. Ah, Idan tree is used as spice. You know,
Okay.
caterpillar. This particular one is
Okay.
very good, especially for female reproduction. For people who it helps to it helps the hormones, especially for women and all that stuff. I can't go into too much of details now, but this particular plant is very good for women who wants to conceive and who don't have underlying problems. This one has been proven to work very well for it. Of course, we also have we also have uh, the Gorontula that we all know. Gorontula also has a lot of positive influence, especially female reproduction. That also we have been able to prove in the lab. So there are still some more, but at least those two can just be the one we can talk about for now.
Okay. When somebody asks and I'm going to take the two together, do you sell
Mhm.
some of these sweeteners or these plants?
Sorry, please.
Do you sell any of the sweeteners and any of the plants? Do you sell them? Maybe they are, I mean, I
No, no,
think somebody is talking about the seedlings.
no, no. Well, I'm a researcher. I research into them. Though
Okay,
I
sir.
have my own products. but I do mostly research into these plants. Yes,
Okay, okay,
scientific research.
okay. Somebody also asks, of all the sweeteners mentioned in today's lecture, which can be incorporated into juice to make it sweeter, as seen in dates?
Tomato coccus.
Tomato cocoa. Okay. Well, another question is that can we use ogbono we buy in the market for soup making?
Yes, you can use it. It has the same impact. But make sure that it's going to be very difficult. If you don't dry it properly, you will find it difficult to use. So you must dry it properly. And it can be difficult to dry sometimes. The oil comes out and then it's very difficult to process. But just be patient and don't over dry it.
Okay. Male and female fertility, for example, virility in male. I don't know what that person is asking, but I
Yeah,
think it's the same person that asked. The same person also asked
yes.
for erectile dysfunctioning.
I've told us about few one, even beta cola, huh?
Yeah.
um, Aframomon, that's alligator pepper can be used. Um, but there are still others that can be used. I don't know. We're not talking. It's a large topic, and
Okay.
I really feel that maybe we can do that some other times if we want to look at reproduction, either in the male or the female,
Okay.
so that people can have a direct impact of understanding that some plants can be used for libido, eh? And then
Okay.
some are dangerous, some are very good. So we have to differentiate between the good one and the very bad ones.
Okay. Well, another question says, do you cultivate for extension purposes?
Sorry, please.
Do you cultivate for extension purposes?
Yes, it's possible for anyone to, but not me. Like I said, I'm a researcher. So I just do for my own personal use and to give to my friends and anyone that cares to want an alternative treatment. Not alternative. I think herbal medicine is the original medicine. It has been given to us right from the beginning, of time. So herbal medicine is the original medicine, and anyone that's so interested will be able to offer um, such help as close
Okay.
as we can. Yeah.
Okay. Somebody now asks, can you be kind to make this lecture available to us? I want to answer that. Watch
Yeah.
this video again. Watch it again. So when you watch it again, you'll be able to, because Prof gave everything, all the slides one by one. So if you watch it again, you'll be able to get whatever he has been saying. Thank you. If these products are vulnerable to deforestation, how can we ensure their preservation?
That's a different ball game. Conservation, of course, the government must come in. We tend to have conservation policies just on paper. Uh, they are not being implemented, and that is disheartening. Uh, Conservation is something that we should take seriously. In some developed countries, there are some plants you can't even touch. You don't even touch it, you know. But here in Nigeria, we'll just play around with it. And for instance, I went to a particular village some years back and I was looking for a particular plant. And many of the people I spoke with said, we used to have this plant here those days. Oh, 15 years ago, we used to have this plant. But now it's no more that if we are looking for that particular plant, we have to go to the third or fourth village, ahead of us to go and get it. And that's endangered, it's gone, it's deleted from that particular village, and if they keep mounting pressure on the other villages, and then before you know it, that species is out of circulation. And I can tell you many more species, medicinal plant species, are out of circulation, and nobody is caring, nobody is even talking about them. And that's why this awareness is very important.
Yes, sir. Somebody said, well, I think joking, say make us your friends too, so that you can cultivate too.
Come on
No, you
board.
say you say you
Yeah,
normally cultivate for your friends. You say make us your friends so that we can cultivate too.
Just ask and you will receive. I'm not going to charge you anything.
Okay, okay, no problem. Then somebody said, I prefer to use the leaves of moringa because they are safer.
Yes, I prefer moringa leaves. They are milder and they are very good.
Okay. Does bitter cola have nicotine?
Mm. Mm, I can't place my hands on that now. But bitter cola, bitter cola itself has several chemicals, molecules, which I would say. And I think we did phytochemistry many years ago, almost 20 years ago. I can't place my hands on some of those things now. But like I said, one of the things that we keep telling people about bitter cola is that that bitter cola is a very strong drug, very strong drug. So take it with care.
Okay. It says so when you were lecturing. Well, somebody said, for how long can we wait for, do we wait for government?
Well, that's where we come in, uh, especially the urban family farming that encourages home gardens. We don't even need to wait for government. We can do our home farming. Like you saw in the one I did, my small garden. I have for every house I've stayed, I've always have my own garden, but mostly for medicinal plants. We can cultivate the idea of owning our gardens, and that's part of conservation.
Okay, sir. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Thank you. So I think we are through with the questions.
Thank you
And
very
when
much.
somebody is now saying, I'm asking now, I want to cultivate, because you said the person should just ask and then it will be done. And he wants to cultivate, and he is asking you now. So how can he be your friend so that you help him to cultivate?
Okay, you can write to the link, and then I'll be contacted. Then I can reach you.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Mm.
Then somebody now said bitter cola has nicotine. That's what the
Sorry.
person said. Said
Uh,
bitter cola.
Nicotine, yeah, but yes, because we can say yes to it because it's a stimulant. Yeah, because
Mm-hmm.
it's a stimulant. Do you understand what I'm saying? But unlike other plants that I know that are heavily endowed with nicotine, um, well, it might not be that big like that. But I think it should. It should. It has that ability to even keep you awake sometimes.
Yes, I know that.
Mm, mm.
Okay. Thank you so very much, Prof.
Thank you
We
very
have come
much.
to the end of the lecture as well as the question time. So we just want to use this little time to do one or two things. Mr. Charles, Mr. Charles, can you please come online?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
All right, this was an interesting and insightful session. I want to say a very big thank you to Prof for sharing his knowledge. I'm sure we all learned a lot because he really went deep academic mode today. This is a little bit different from what we are used to, very structured and well detailed lecture. So we want to say a very big thank you to Prof for taking our time to do this. And having said that, we are launching our first educational material in UFF. So what this material is for, it's a step-by-step guide that will help you turn your backyard into a farm, right? How you can take all this knowledge that we've been sharing week after week from the beginning of this year and also from last year, how you can implement them in a more structured way. All and some of the series that we've had have also been packaged into this program, and you can get them and follow them guide by step by step.
What we've also do is that we've made it very compact, we've made it very direct. So you are able to watch, listen, and implement. So you can learn at your own pace. You can also follow up one after the other. This is a course, right? This is a course. So it means that you can watch this from anywhere. You are in Tanzania, you're in Kenya, you're in Rwanda, you can get this program and you can watch. And if you've been following this series from last year, Who is Your Farmer, you will notice that the people who we bring to come and speak to you are seasoned professionals and experts in their various fields. So you know that what you should expect from us is high level, top knowledge, and also practical knowledge that you can implement. This course is available, and the link to get this course will be posted in the group. Now, when you get this course, what should you expect? When you get this course, you should expect that you'll be able to learn how to start a farm from your backyard, how to plant medicinal farms, medicinal crops, how you should plant plants for stress, and all those other things that we're talking about. Where to get the seeds from at a very affordable price, where to get the original seeds from at a very affordable price, how you should prepare your land, and all these good things. And the good thing is that you also get access to experts. So you can ask questions, you can interact with each and every one of us. And the good part about this is that we gave this at an affordable price. And the reason why we gave this at an affordable price is so that everybody can get access to it. So the good part about this is that when you get the course, you will say bye bye to some things. Number one, you will not need to buy some medicines because we show you the natural options to these medicines. We also show you how to reduce so many things, your stress, your cholesterol level, all these things are available in that course. This course is your one solution to so many sickness that you have. If you get this program, you'll be able to learn how to grow these crops behind your house. And the good part about this is that you can also convert this into a business. So you can plant these crops in your house and you can sell them. The links to get this course will be dropped in the WhatsApp groups. All you need to do is click on the link, make payments, and you get access to this course. It's a very short course. It's just 10 videos that teaches you how to turn your backyard into a farm. If you have any question, please do well to ask in the group, but no one should miss this course. This is a life-changing course. It is one that will improve your life, your finances, and also help you to be an expert in this agricultural field. So the links to this course, to purchase this course, we posted in the group, and it is just 10,000 naira. So it is not expensive. Anybody can get it. This is not even up to the amount some of us spend on data in a month. So, and this is something that can change your health, can help you live longer, can also help you live better, help you avoid the hospital, and you can also convert this into monetary terms because you can start selling the things that you plant behind your house. So these and much more you'll be getting in the course. I'll be dropping the links to purchase this course in the group. All you need to do is click on it, use your card to make payment. If you don't want to use your card to make payment, you can do a direct transfer to the bank account that will also be shared in the group, and you can just send a screenshot to any of the admins in the group and you will get access to the program. It's as simple as that. So if you have any questions, you can ask in the group and any of the admins will be glad to answer you. Thank you so much, and I'll hand over the platform to Mama so she can continue.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Charles. So let me say a big thank you for tuning to episode 4 of our series 2 of Who is Your Farmer. We hope you found today's discussion with Professor Idu on underutilized medicinal plants and natural sweeteners both informative and inspiring. It's clear that Nigeria possesses a wealth of untapped resources that can significantly contribute to our health and well-being. We also want to thank everyone who participated in the launch of our Mastering Urban Farming video kit. With 10 exciting videos available for a token of 10K, this kit is designed to equip you with its essential knowledge and skill for striving in urban farming. As always, we encourage you to explore these plants in your gardens and kitchens and share what you've learned with your family and friends. Together, we can embrace the wisdom of nature and support our local farmers. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting episodes and join us next time as we continue to explore and explore the incredible world of urban farming. Until then, let's keep growing, learning, and nurturing our communities. Thank you and remain blessed. So, thank you so very much. Prof, thank
Thank you,
you
man.
for coming.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you so much. I really appreciate. This is a good one. And anytime we are ready for other good topics, please let me know.
Okay,
We
sir.
are very
Thanks.
open. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, madam. Yeah. God bless.
Okay, sir. Bye bye, sir.
Bye bye.